55% of you don't subscribe. So if you like our videos, do us a favour and hit the subscribe button. If you do, then we'll be able to bring you more videos that are hopefully better and more attuned to what you want. It helps way more than you know. So just hit that little button.
Oh, I think it would have been a completely different answer if you asked me a week ago compared to now. But no, in all honesty, it's really been a pleasure to work with Ruth, and obviously that will keep going for a while. And yeah, I mean, now we've been working together for 3 or 4 months. And obviously I had the trip to Leeds where we got the opportunity to learn each other a bit more and go into more of the science things also with the people at Leeds University, which was really great. But it's also been really good to be here in Nice, like being hands-on with Ruth for a week straight. Yeah, we also got the team out here with Argon, Parkour and Classified, which has been really great. And I think also with the way that I'm working, like I think one of my strengths is also that I know that I don't know everything. So I really like to interact with other people that I know for a fact that, okay, their level of expertise within this area is really high and people I trust. So that's also why I really like to have, for instance, we work really closely with Daniel Snape from Leeds University, which is also helping us with the heat protocol for her upcoming races and how we should approach her training based on the things we've been doing in the lab and so on. So yeah, I really like to interact with people around Ruth. Obviously, my main job is to make sure that everyone within the team is working in the right direction and eventually be the one, together with Ruth, obviously, that takes the final decision. But I think it's really good to be, and also like having an open mind to other people and hear their thoughts and so on, because I think the more perspectives we get on things, the better an understanding we have of which direction we should go. Just to take an example, like with the heat protocol, I had some ideas. Ruth obviously has some experience for the heat prep she's been doing prior, and Dan obviously has all the knowledge and so on, and we kind of came to I would say compromise is maybe a wrong word, but like we took all of our perspective into one and then kind of based a decision upon that, which I think is really good. And also think Ruth has been, one of the things that has been quite positive is that she's really been open to the way I work. Obviously coming off a long time with Will, also really good friend of Ruth, this can be quite difficult and then like trust another person 100%. But I think that's also why it's good that we have a whole team around to kind of support the direction we want to go in. And I mean, even though that hopefully we will progress from here, from the work that Will and Ruth did together for the past 9 years, I think it's really important to also, like, with the results we'll be doing moving forward, I still think and believe like Will's impact will still influence us in a positive way. So the results we'll be doing this year and the upcoming years, like Will is still such a big part of that due to the fact that they really build such a solid foundation. In all honesty, it's been great and I'm really looking forward to the next period of time. The thing that comes to my mind first is that like her work ethic. Obviously here in Nice we had quite some long days and it's not really been the daily routine that she's used to, and I think when you're training that much and you are a professional athlete and so on, you kind of like to have things in boxes and being really routine based. And here, when we've been in Nice, especially also having the team around and so on, and the infrastructure of France and Nice hasn't really made it easy to go around training. But like, she still managed to getting everything in we wanted. And obviously you can come a long way with having the right mindset, but it's also, of course, making the right decisions. And she's been really good at like taking the time to recover once the opportunity was there. But yeah, her work ethic is probably one of the things that I think is the things that had impressed me the most, and which I eventually think will be a big benefit in the long term. Obviously, it's also sometimes it can be crucial because obviously we want to work hard, but we don't want to work too hard. So it's a fine balance. And I think also this week in Nice, being so close with Ruth, gave me a better understanding of, okay, when is enough, and when Ruth says, I'm feeling this, then I know, okay, like, because it can be difficult sometimes when an athlete says, I'm fine, that can mean, like, it can be so different from one athlete to another. So now I kind of understand her language, which I think is really a crucial part of it, especially when it is still like a distance coach-athlete relationship, as I'm based in Denmark, she's based in Leeds, obviously. So we have the time to connect a few times a year, but when most of the time is away from each other, it's good that we really know how to communicate well. That is, yeah, her work ethic is the thing I'm most impressed by. Obviously, I was here last year working with Clement and Magnus. We were here 4 weeks prior to the race. Clement lived here, so I was also here early on in the season. So before going here, I knew the course quite well, the descents, insight from Clement, and obviously the work we did with Magnus. I was really I was prepared coming here. And so it was great to, obviously it's different working with Clement and Magnus compared to Ruth, and the women's field will be still a slightly different dynamic. But I think it was really good to practice the descents, because I think that will really make a huge impact in the race. And also just seeing the progression we did on the descent, she was feeling more and more comfortable throughout all the runs. I think in the end we managed to get her doing the descent 15 times during the 7 days here, which is quite impressive. That's also why I think it was good that we, in the middle of this week, we did the whole course together, you, Jack, me and Ruth. And I think it was good to just get an overview of, okay, how difficult this course actually is, and that, and you should also remember that we are obviously talking a lot about the bike course, but there's also swim in the ocean, which can be quite wavy. There is the run along the promenade, which in the end of September will probably be quite hot, but also humid. So one thing is the bike course, but also just getting here, seeing everything, I think it will be quite beneficial. Yeah, the main objective is that we'll try to get back in August, just to remind ourselves of everything we learned this week, and then try to maybe get here 4 or 5 days prior to the race, once again due to the infrastructure. There was an issue when I was here last year with Magnus and Clement, that you just use so much time going back and forth to things, which I don't think is really good going into a big race. So that's also why we're trying to do most of our homework now, so that we come in September being really prepared and also fresh for the race.